Hi, this is Dominic from Paphos Life, and in today's film we're driving from Lara Bay to Avakas Gorge, which is the follow-up from our film from Ineia to Lara Bay. So without further ado, let's have the map up so that you can see where we are. And we're starting off by getting back onto the main coast road. We actually take a wrong turn here, so watch the film and don't follow that map exactly. But from there we drive down to Avakas Gorge. Now when we recorded this film, the road from Avakas Gorge to White River Bay was still closed off, but it has since reopened. So we stop at Avakas Gorge for that reason. So let's have the silly titles. And let's get on with the journey. Now I find driving around Lara Bay a bit random in the sense that when you look at it on a map, there doesn't seem to be that many twists and turns or junctions, but when you're actually here, they seem to go all over the place. So we do actually make a mistake at one point, and I will just highlight that. But for the moment, we're just going from the main Lara Bay car park, which is by the information centre, up to the other car park, which is next to another entrance which takes you down onto the beach. And they obviously haven't done anything to improve these roads yet. And if you come in the winter time, it can get seriously muddy here, by the way. You definitely would need an off-road vehicle. But by now in May, it is all dried out. So this is the other car park I mentioned, and here we're going to be turning left. You can go right. It takes you to a nice little secret beach, I would call it, because it's tiny. Well, it takes you above it anyway. You then have to walk down to it. And here we took the right-hand fork. If I'd gone left, it would have been a much quicker route to the main road again. But I wasn't sure where it went, so I knew that I wanted to be heading east, so I took the eastern turning. The countryside is fairly monotonous here, I'd say. It's, just like a mix of very flat and gorse, I think it is. Right, we're not on the main coast road yet, so I'm turning left here. See, I'm having to think about it. Though someone commented on the Ineia to Lara Bay film that they hope that signs will eventually get put up, and I have to echo those comments because it's very easy to take a wrong turn, and most cases it's not important. But sometimes you can end up driving down a road that just peters out, and if you're a bit unsure about yourself, it can be quite a task to get out again. It was a fairly cloudy day, but there's still some blue sky around. I think clouds, when there's not too many of them, actually add to a film. Otherwise, if it's just completely blue, the sky can look a bit boring. So I don't know what the plan is regarding all the roads down here, because there's quite a few of them, whether they're all going to get renovated under the Avakas plan. But hopefully there'll be at least one decent one so people can actually drive to places like Lara Bay and park properly. I should point out also that all these films have use modern cameras that have bump reduction, so that you're not really getting to see how bumpy the ride is. Sometimes when you see the bonnet, keep an eye on how much that moves. That will give you a clue. Now, there was a little fade out there because I did turn right originally, and it takes you eventually to there's a bar on the second Lara. I get a bit confused actually, because there are two bays at Lara Bay, and there's the one with the turtle sanctuary, and there's another one next to it, which has on one side of it, I presume it's still there. There was always a tavern and a little farm, but then another one appeared in the middle, but I don't know whether it had to be taken down again or not. So anyway, I originally drove down there for a bit and then came back, so I just thought I'd cut out the whole bit there, because it was very bumpy as well. Now, I don't know how much of this part has been worked on yet. It does seem to be very low though. Now, you have to remember that the camera is on top of the roof on a sort of like a little selfie stick, so it's higher than what you would see if you were sat in the car yourself. So for a lot of it, you're just looking at a wall, so you don't get to see any scenery. There's another remains of an old kiosk. I think it was built illegally, but I mean, don't quote me on that. Not entirely sure. See here, for instance, you couldn't see when you're sat in the passenger seat or driving to your left or your right, other than the wall of where they dug it out. So hopefully, if they do surface this, it's going to be a bit raised. Because as I said in the previous film from Ineia, the bit they'd done at the top was really nice. And if it's done in the same style here, it would blend in really well with the surroundings. So there is hope yet. I think that was the original junction I came down from Ineia. On the left there, we just passed. I can only presume though that, okay, they've done these bridges here, but they spent most of the work so far on the bit around White River Beach, because a lot of this, from memory, is pretty much, well, for a start, it's not like you wouldn't want to send a bus full of tourists down here on this and compare it to what you get at Cape Greco. They've still got a fair bit of work to go, assuming they want to get that sort of standard of road. Right, I think that's the turning to the tavern on the right there. And remember, if you like our content, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, as it really does help YouTube promote us. And if you want to help us financially, then go to our paphoslife.com/coffee page, and you can either send us a coffee or click on one of the affiliate links. So this part is not too bad in terms of bumps. I mean, it's been worse in the past. And I don't think it's certainly not as much of a trench as what we were driving on previously. So it could just mean that they haven't actually done anything here yet. I mean, I have to admit, I haven't been to Lara Bay. I don't go there as much as I used to, just purely and simply because, well, there are other beaches. I mean, when you've lived here a while, you tend to get your favourite spaces. It's like restaurants, and that you go to the places that you like more often than not. Not that you like, that you know. And as I've said before, if I want to go for a swim, I normally head down to Walkabouts Beach. That's because it's quiet and it suits us. We can have a nice swim without getting too embroiled in crowds. A little bit choppy in the sea. But in the main, a nice sunny day. I was going to say there's not much traffic when, of course, cars suddenly appear. The only thing that can really dampen your enjoyment is if you get stuck behind a buggy train of about 40 ATVs, because then you're just going to be in a dust bowl. And it's especially annoying if you're filming, for obvious reasons. Now in the distance you just can see coming into view the beach that's after White River Beach, the one that's directly in front of Avakas Gorge. Now in the past you used to get, especially on something like Green Monday, there'd be cars all over it, but they put bollards along the length of the bay to I think it was to have some sort of protection on the flora in it. Now they seem to have done some sort of clearing here, but not a great deal. And there's certainly no work that I can detect on the surface that you're driving on. But there's another reinforced bridge. And you have to do those first, because if you don't, and you try and repair other parts of it, they'll just get washed away when it rains in the winter time. Because when it rains, there's a lot of water around. Yeah, this bit's had some work done on it. Coming down into the bay. There's some lovely rocks to the left, and I mentioned them, well, partly because there were some lovely rocks to the left, but also because at various points they've taken it on themselves to build concrete walls, rather, not even fences, directly in front of them, which kind of obscures your view. Remembering that what you're seeing here is actually on a pole above the car, so you get a lower view. You can see the bollards I was talking about on the right as well. There's a few holes in them now, but well, there's one there, you see. But in the main, they do seem to be keeping people off. Now, I suppose no one can claim that they didn't know they couldn't go on there. And here's some of that concrete I was talking about. Now, if that eventually goes along the whole way, it'll be a shame, because it does actually block your view of the nice walls. Nice natural walls, I should say. So I'm not quite sure why they've been built there. Anyway, we're coming up to the turning for Last Castle Restaurant on Avakas Gorge. And you can go there, as I said, as shown you in the previous film, but we're going to carry on up the main coast road here now. I'm not going to show you all the route to Agios Georgios, because when we filmed this, the White River Gorge part was still blocked off, but it has since reopened, so I don't want to give out duff or old information, so to speak. Take care when you're driving up here, though, because it's a fairly blind view for people coming the opposite direction. Anyway, thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next film. Cheers.